Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gary A. Swaby, and you're now listening to our official reaction to the Death Stranding, gameplay reveal by Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley. It was shown on stage at Gamescom. So yeah, we had to definitely give our thoughts about it because we were all watching this live, and we have a lot to say about it. So I'm here with Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. How you doing, Rich?
Doing pretty good, Gary. Uh, Staying very busy, but yes, hope you're doing well. Hope you everybody's doing well, and thanks for checking out the show.
Yeah, I'm doing well indeed. I hope everyone else is doing well. How are you doing, Miss Dana Abercrombie?
I'm doing really great. I just peed. That I'm dumb.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you just peed? Well,
So,
your icon here said you pooped today. So did you poop as well?
well, well, well. I, I, I just have to ask the question: when you did pee, did you get a standing ovation? Because we definitely saw that in that little presentation earlier today.
Yes, yes. I got a standing ovation, and a mushroom just came out of nowhere.
Oh. But yeah, so I'm gonna have the footage playing on screen, so if others haven't seen it yet, you can get an idea of what we're talking about. But definitely go and watch the footage as well. We'll leave a link to where you can find it. We will actually have like a longer recap on Gamescom later on this week sometime. And I know we've been on kind of a hiatus with the co-op podcast, but we're just coming up with ideas to make the show better and make sure that, all the content is fully unique and, stuff that you can only get here from the coalition. So we're just working on that, but we're definitely going to be pumping out more content now that there's stuff to talk about. So let's get straight to Death Stranding. So before we get to the gameplay segment that they showed, they did show some story elements. Kojima showed off the new female character, and also there was like a gameplay. I mean, not gameplay. There was like a segment where some guy is showing Norman Reedus's character how the baby stuff works and the umbilical cord and all that. So I wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of these cutscenes, and did it give you more context on what the game was about? So I'm gonna go to you first, Dana. What's your thoughts?
One of the most weirdest games that I have probably ever seen. Don't exactly know what the heck you're getting, but it seems like you're getting everything and the kitchen sink. I found this to be intriguing, and I really believe that we have not really touched upon what this game is and the huge expansive world of what we will be playing. Um, got a lot of new characters that the Margaret Quayle, I think it is. I know she's introduced as Mama. We got some of that, and we saw how she's connected to invisible babies who you're able to know exist because there are tracks that they leave behind. Um, I know that they said that there are babies that can be born on the other side. I don't exactly know what that means. Um, because Mama can't really move from her position. We also got a lot of footage kind of saying about a still mother. A still mother is. It seems to me that this game is about motherhood and all aspects that involve it, but maybe an inverse kind of thing. I don't know. Never been so confused before. But I feel again that this is about survival, and the only way to be able to survive is to use children as basically. I know Guillermo del Toro originally said before that babies are just equipments. Means I am still very confused for it, but in a very confused way.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. And yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing here, but what I gathered from that, is that the her baby was on the other side, and the other side, I guess, is like the dark side, the death side or whatever, like because there's those guys that come up from the ground and stuff. Like, I don't know how all of that stuff is connected, but yeah, it
That
appears.
it's actually the opposite. I believe that when you use the term still mother, I think that the side that they're on is the death side,
I think it
and that the
works both
invisible
ways.
baby.
I think it works both ways. So you can have a mother on this side, but the baby is on the other side. And then you can also have the mother on the other side, which is the still mother, and the
Right.
baby on this side. So,
Kind of deals with no matter what happens. Or remember how there was one part that says you can't leave where you're at because you're connected to that baby,
yeah.
the baby's condition. You can't leave your location. So I maybe it kind of means that parenthood in general, that you'll always be connected to your child, no matter what side you're on, and you can't ever leave your position as, say, a mother. Baby is maybe fully grown or fully formed, and it has a lot to do with that. I know that there was also they talked a lot about interdimensional breastfeeding. Really understand.
Mm.
Again, I feel that this is probably about motherhood and survival, and just because you do have Norman Reedus, who is kind of attached to this baby. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of breastfeeding, there was that like awkward part in the footage where the woman, Rich knows what I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
she kind of touches her breasts and stuff. That was interesting to see that. I'm sure some people are going to complain about that, but yeah, Richard, what was your thoughts on the two cutscenes they showed from the game, and did they add any context for you?
Well, for me personally, there was no context added. I mean, I definitely understand what you and Dana was saying. I think that is probably one of the most well put together theories because I absolutely have no theory as to what this game is about. Um, I do know that yes, it is intriguing, and that sense of mystery is. I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people are going to jump on this game. Also, because Kojima is involved, I feel like they know with all the work that he's done in the past that that is enough going to be enough for them to say, okay, I definitely want to pick this up on day one. On the other hand, I haven't really seen anything that makes me feel like I need to get this like immediately day one. But of course, as the trend goes, if a game does, it picks up, it's very popular. It does well review wise. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to want to pick this up just because they want to better understand what everything is about. So, but as far as the trailer goes, yeah, the character reveal is good. I know Kojima mentioned that he had also revealed a character at Comic Con when they had a trailer there, and that did well. That was why he decided to reveal this character today. Um, so I think that's good. Trying to piece together what they have shown us so far, going back to when they first revealed this game. My guess is that, well, I don't really know. I can't really. I'm gonna actually butcher the guy's name, but I believe it's Miles Madden. I'm not pronouncing his name correctly. I know that, but when they first revealed this guy, I mean, I do believe that that is going to be the antagonist because he had the group of army guys that he was leading. So my assumption is that those guys are going to be also coming after Norman Reedus and the baby. But the only context I got is when Norman Reedus' character had the discussion with Del Toro, and Del Toro was mentioning that yeah, you are connected to the child, but he also mentioned something about you're actually looking for the mother. So that's where I also was confused about. I don't know, is this a game where Norman Reedus is having to deliver this baby to the mother, but is the mother, on this side of the world, or is she on the other side that y'all mentioned? That's what I was confused about. So I have no idea what to expect. We do know it's going to be weird, as Dana mentioned. That's about the only thing that I do expect. But the trailer, it really, for me, those two trailers, it just brought me with more questions rather than answers. So I'm just curious to know what the intent is, and of course, what the deeper message is going to be behind this game, because I just can't figure it out yet.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, it didn't do much for me in terms of adding context and stuff, but the one thing I will say is that, Kojima, like what we're seeing of this game right now, it's basically just what Kojima wants us to see. I truly believe that, we're all going to be shocked and surprised when we finally get this game. At the moment, we're only seeing surface level stuff that Kojima
Mm-hmm.
wants us to see, and it's stuff that he's picking and choosing for us to see. So I definitely feel like there's a deeper layer to this game that we're not seeing yet, and we won't see it until the game comes out. And me and Tony was talking about this earlier, like Metal Gear Solid 2. Nobody knew Raiden, sorry, was the main character in that game until you got the game. Like
Yeah.
before you played Raiden, you was under the assumption that the whole game was about Solid Snake, but he's only like his section of the game is only like 20% of the game, if that.
that
So yeah, like
that's a, that is a very good observation. Yes, y'all are correct about that, because I enjoyed the hell out of that game. Yeah.
yeah,
Weird way, I kind of feel that this has a connection to the canceled Silent Hills game.
yeah,
That, you guys said you have to look for the mother, and if you're anyone is ever familiar with that, the video game and also kind of like the movie, remember there is a whole separate dimension that's separated from reality.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that that is what is going to be at play, and maybe, and also going back, they don't know that they're dead.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing where it could be about shifting dimensions
yeah,
because of that. And I know that the game itself is going to feature um, a massive array of Matt Michelsons, and they have one. There's a smoking Mad. There's one when he's covered in blood. There's one with glasses. There's a singing Mads. There's one in a battle dress. So I feel that this truly be a game about dimensions, and maybe the babies would ties us to all these different dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
used as kind of also like a transportation. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Hideo, used some of his ideas and concepts from the Silent Hills game that he was gonna make. I mean, of course, he took Norman Reedus and put him in this one, so I wouldn't
And,
be
and
surprised if some of his ideas are in this. What was you gonna
yeah,
say?
and I was gonna say, I believe that Del Toro also um, was somebody that was interested in that Silent Hills game as well. So yeah, I definitely believe that they are going to use some of those ideas, utilize that in some way, shape, or form, and put it into this game. So those are some very good theories.
Indeed, indeed. So let's move on to the gameplay segment of this whole on stage reveal. So at first, Kojima was teasing us, like he was acting like he wasn't going to show us anything because he wanted to save it for Tokyo Game Show. But then, of course, he did show us, and yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go first in terms of like just some of the things I thought. So I'm sure Kojima knows what the internet has been saying about this game. since it was first showed at E3 and stuff. Like he's aware that people are calling it a walking simulator. So the fact that he decided to show this footage where it's practically a walking simulator again, I I feel like he's purposely choosing to show us this segment of the game. So I like there's definitely more to the game than just this than what he's showing here. But of course, we also get a reveal for another character that's in the game, and of course it's your boy Jeff Keighley because they have some kind of close friendship going on. So yeah, he's in the game. So yeah, like what did you guys think of the gameplay segment of Death Stranding? Go ahead, Dana.
Again, more confusion, more walking, peeing, and fact that Jeff Keighley was in it. Like, no offense to Jeff Keighley, but we don't need Jeff Keighley to sell a game. Um,
Yeah.
Kind of like, when you have a game and then you invite all of your friends who are in it. I just didn't like the fact that Jeff Keighley was. I'm sorry, was just in the game. But good for him. Get your money. Uh, I did like it, even though there was more walking. But can we talk a little bit about the P? It's just I'm so fascinated by this, and I think that is like one of the things that they tapped into was the fact that with P, it's I can't really recall a game that allowed us to manage our P. Deadpool had a segment with P. I know Duke Nukem had P in it, but to be able to manage your P, control the direction and of the fluid of the P.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let me just
can't
say that.
exactly. Yes,
Let me just say that the texture of that P was so realistic. Like these graphics are incredible.
I'm really for the P and how they really went into it, and also I'm really fascinated by the fact that it's used as the weapon. I mean, not every day do we've what's P and it's a weapon. Um, was saying that if you peed like in a same spot, that something good will happen.
Yeah.
Example, we saw a mushroom that was growing bigger as a result of the pee. I hope to God this does not result. People have weird trends. We saw the licking the ice cream thing here in America. I pray that people don't start going into grocery stores and just start peeing on mushrooms.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Jesus.
I hope not.
Yeah.
What would be cool is if like the type of pee you produce is based on your diet, so like stuff you eat in the game like affects the type of pee you have, and
See, I like that.
it can do different things based on what you've eaten.
That's a good idea.
We're
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 really
really
discussing
conversating.
pee right now. I can't believe it, but yeah. But Kojima actually has a close relationship with P in his games because in Metal Gear Solid 2,
Okay.
there was a section where you had like you were sneaking on a platform and above you there was a guard taking a pee and you kind of had to like walk into his pee to like so he wouldn't see you kind of thing. Uh,
Is this like a fetish? I'm
Well,
it
concerned.
might be it might be.
Also, didn't Kojima have? I believe this is in Metal Gear Solid 4. Didn't he have a character that had to take a shit? Or one of the
Oh yeah,
guards was the one that was actually doing it. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
I do remember that.
that happens in every game. Like there's that one character that always has stomach troubles and he's always rushing to the toilet.
Yeah.
And also, there's in a few of the games, what's his name? Hal Emmerich, Otacon, he pees himself, and his sister also pees herself. So there's people peeing themselves, people like, you know, taking a dump. I don't know what's with this toilet stuff in the Kojima games, but yeah, that was a whole discussion about pee. So, what else did you guys enjoy about the gameplay? Go ahead, Rich.
So the one thing I will say about the game uh, all jokes aside, uh, I thought the game. I mean, I think the game looks great. I mean, we have seen the Decima engine because, of course, that's the same engine that they use for Horizon Zero Dawn. So I expected the actual settings to look good. Obviously, we haven't really seen too much of how the actual gameplay is going to vary by different sections. But what I saw, it looked good. But again, it's just a lot of questions about what is going on within the context of the storyline, so on and so forth. Um, but yes, the visuals look good. So I am at the very least intrigued. But what you said earlier about the walking simulator comment, yeah, you're 100% right. Kojima definitely is hiding a lot of stuff that he does not want to show yet. I know he had mentioned before he even started to show gameplay that, oh yes, I came here all the way from Japan, and we are right at the crunch time now because this game is coming out in November. So obviously, when he said that, it's like, well, yeah, I know that there's a lot of stuff that they're probably working on at the moment that he just did not really feel comfortable showing. So he wanted to show as less as possible because I don't think anyone expected to see gameplay today. So that's fine. But again, it would be great to have context as to what the hell is happening because I have no idea what's happening. It just looks to me like uh, this. We've had a joke about this. It looks to me like this could be the Amazon Prime delivery game where you are
Uh,
delivering a package, except for the baby is the package to a final destination. So yeah, they have to provide more context. But as you said, that probably won't be revealed until the game is actually out, and then we actually see, okay, there is more to this game, and that's probably what it's going to be. But like I said, I have more questions than answers at this point. But I am intrigued enough to see because I mean, a lot of people that we know are very hyped for this game. So I want to better understand why they are hyped. So I am going to check out the game. I'm very confused as to what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people still confused. And to be honest, some people are happy to be confused because some people just want to be surprised, when the game comes out. And going back to, my discussions with Tony Polanco, he was saying that, because we know so little about it, he's happy to just dive into this thing, completely blind and just have fun exploring the world because those gameplay segments, it looks like it's also an exploration kind of game. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of action in there too, but from the gameplay that they've been showing, it seems like you're going to be able to just walk around and explore, in like a no Man's Sky kind of style, and journey.
Oh,
And I'm not
oh.
I'm not saying it's going to be the same level of quality as those games, but just the fact that you can explore and do stuff like that. And Kojima always has these insane Easter eggs in his games, so I'm sure there'll be like a lot of fun to explore. And also to add to that discussion, there's so many games where they just give you everything in a trailer, so like
Yep.
everything that's on offer in the game, like all of the mechanics and everything by the time the game comes out. So it's kind of refreshing to have a game like this where we know so little, but we know that it's probably going to be a big deal. So there is that aspect to it. But ultimately, trailers don't always work on me anyway, so my excitement level isn't any higher or any lower than it was before. But but I am intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued to see what's gonna become of this game when it does come out. So I'll be paying attention. But are there any final thoughts to add here about Death Stranding before we sign off on this one?
I think it'll be fun. I'm slightly excited for it, and I don't think that the whole main goal is going to be just about the babies and pee. I think also that the goal, as they said before, you got to connect the fractured cities. So it's all about how everyone is a connection and how everything has to become one again. So be a really good game. Of course, I'm assuming and hoping. I'm looking forward to other people playing this first before I get it.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because they like I believe that Kojima is the type of person who everything has a purpose, and if he continuously says a word, it definitely means something. And this whole idea of connecting, I think that has some meaning to how the game is going to work, and I feel like it may become like an online kind of thing where it's not like an online game where you play with people, but I feel like if your friends are playing as well on the network, I feel like you're gonna be able to connect with them somehow. To I don't know how it's gonna work exactly, but I feel like it's gonna connect online somehow. Not in like a multiplayer way, but like the connection is gonna mean something. So I feel like there might be something there.
Hmm.
Like how in what's the best example of this?
Destiny?
Not Destiny, but let me use Dark Souls. So in Dark Souls, like sure there are Dark Souls games where you can enter your friend's game or whatever, but you can walk around and you can see where your friends have died without actually playing with them at the same
Oh
time.
yeah.
So I feel
Hmm.
like there's going to be something like that in this game where like there's some sort of connection between your people on your friends list who are playing the game. So I feel like that that word connection, because he keeps using it, I feel like that's going to be something online based. So yeah, I'm glad Dana
Way
brought that
Out.
up.
No Way Out. Remember that game?
Oh yeah, A Way Out.
To survive. Yeah, a way out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, a way out. So you needed like that other person there to help you.
Yeah.
That I don't I don't want to give any spoilers, but man, the way that game concludes is absolutely crazy. So I will tell everybody you need to play that game, but don't get too attached. That's all I will say.
I want to play that game just because the I like the creator, because he's always cursing on screen and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey, he's awesome.
another thing I wanted to say finally is there's actually like baby mechanics. So like during the gameplay segment, he fell off like a hill or something, and then
Yeah.
the baby was like crying and agitated, and he had to calm him down and stuff. So it looks like there's gonna be sort of a babysitting element where you have to like look after the baby
So
and stuff like that.
so
Was
so so because you said that, now I want to ask the question. Y'all both can answer this. Do you think that this game may actually teach people how to become better parents, or in this case, a better father? You take care of the baby. Let's make sure if they're crying, get them whatever they want and stuff like that. Do you think that it could teach someone that based on what you saw today?
Well, I can bet you that Norman Reedus won't be ignoring the baby and looking at his phone, and he probably won't buy Grand Theft Auto 5 for the baby also. So yeah, I think this will teach people a thing or two. What do you think,
Yeah.
Dana? What do you think of the baby mechanics, Dana?
These are baby mechanics. This is such a weird game. So weird. They threw everything in here. I think that I don't know necessarily if this is a good learning game to be better parents. Something to do with social commentary about how we just are as people in general, and how we should learn to kind of respect each other and the connections that we have. Keep your baby alive.
Yeah.
That's some great advice right there. I hope people are listening.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah, but yeah, any final thoughts or anything else to say before we sign off?
Yeah. I guess the last point that I will make is, again, I just like you, I didn't really see anything today that made me hyped for this game. but at the same time, I don't really think the game will be disappointing. It's just more so learning about the fact of just wanting to learn more about the game. And I definitely agree with our other colleague, Mr. Tony Polanco, about the fact that it does not reveal every single thing in the trailer. Because I have said multiple times on the movie cast, I do not like when I go to a theater and then I see a trailer and I feel like I've seen the whole movie, and then I go see the movie and it's like, well, damn, maybe that wasn't the whole movie, but that was definitely about 85% of the movie. So I'm glad that he has shown us as little as possible, and it makes me intrigued to check out the game. But much like Dana, I will probably wait for people to start to show more of the game, give their impressions, reviews, etc. Then I will potentially try out the game. I haven't seen enough to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this right now, but I am intrigued. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of months.
All right. Yeah. We shall definitely see. Like, and I am curious about this game. I don't know if I'm actually gonna buy it day one because, to be honest, my gaming habits have changed a lot.
Uh oh,
I
whoa,
don't rush to play games like I used to, but I do stay up to date on what's happening, and I do talk to a lot of people who are playing these games. So, I
yeah.
observe still and I see what's going on. So, if this game does come out and it makes a big impact, I will hear about it and I probably will make an effort to play it. But yeah, as it stands now, like I said, I'm not super excited, but I am intrigued to see what happens. What about you, Dana? Have you already pre-ordered the game?
As I said previously, I'm looking forward to other people buying it.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I think instead, Dana and I will be purchasing WWE 2K20 as soon as it drops.
As you tell.
well, I mean, there's no more
Last.
ukes, so that's a positive.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we'll see.
we're gonna have to have a whole conversation about that on another show. But yeah, that's it for now. That's our initial impressions on the Death Stranding footage from Gamescom 2019. We will be back later this week, to discuss some of the other things that was shown at Gamescom. So, look out for more content coming. And thank you guys for being patient also. And, we'll see you guys later.
Yes,
Peace.
see you later. Peace.